Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. As Communist France, we are communist now, the French Commune. We got our government change in the last episode, which is good. That has allowed us, well, it's given us the ability theoretically to justify war goals against Iraq, which is what we were going to do, but we don't yet have the political power to do that, so we have to hold off on it a little bit. The Spanish Civil War is going well for Republican Spain. We are helping out, of course. We're having a little bit of trouble pushing this particular offensive line here, but let's unpause and see if we can maybe make some progress. Not much progress, it seems. Also being affected by attrition here. I wonder if we should maybe just try to pull out of this particular battle. And instead we'll just take care of this little pocket over here. And then our allied forces can redeploy over to the front line and maybe they can make progress where we couldn't. So let's draw our offensive line through these two, or our front line rather, not offensive line, and we'll just have them advance here. Alright, this is considered to be to our advantage, let's do it. Okay, so we overran the pocket, that army is gone, our allied forces can redeploy and we can redeploy. Let's actually go here. Maybe we can cut off some more troops over in that area. See if we can push the offensive line to here. Is this considered to be a good idea? It is considered to be risky, okay. Well, we'll just stay where we are for now. Maybe gain some additional planning. Up to a maximum of 75 is what we can get. We're actually losing battles here. Yep. That's not good. In fact, we're in danger of being cut off ourselves, which obviously is terrible. Let's see. We'll try to redeploy over here if we can. We'll retreat from there, yeah, okay. So we lost a province or two over there, but did not get our armies isolated. I think we maybe shouldn't be over here just because the supply is so bad. Yeah, let's delete all of our orders and have you guys, we'll redeploy you over here maybe. Might be able to get some more stuff done in that region. Now, a couple of our divisions got over here very quickly because they went into strategic redeployment, which means they're using the infrastructure to get there faster and they go way down in organization, and some of them did not use that. I don't know why some of them did it automatically and some didn't. Let's switch it manually on for them. It seems like they're still not doing it. Okay. Well, who knows. Alright, we got industrial expansion, which gives us some free civilian factories, which is great. That will be a good boost to our industry. So we can go up to military factories here, which is probably a good idea, actually. will help out our production. Currently we have not built any military factories. We're still focusing on civilian ones. Alright, it looks like our allies are starting to maybe cut off some of these troops. If we can complete that and take a couple of coastal provinces here, that could be very good. I'm not sure that's exactly the way we want to go. Maybe we'll just manually order them to attack this particular province. Well, we're taking defensive battles here right now, but we are winning them. Okay, so we have cut off some troops, which is good. I think we'll maybe go over here to reinforce this so that they can't reconnect. Why are you going over to the port? I guess we'll just let it do that and see what happens. Okay, it just wanted to go over for a visit. Now it's going where I want it to. Alright, so our allies are going to be clearing this up apparently, which seems good. We're almost up to 58 political power, which is what we need to justify the war goals that we want. You say you're not assigned to an order. Okay, get on this line, please. Not sure what happened there, but seems to be doing what I want it to now. Let's see if we might be able to push forward a little bit here. Seems like this would be to our advantage. So I guess we'll do that. Although again, this isn't going as well as I was promised. I think we have supply issues again maybe, or this is mountains, also doesn't help. But again, I think once this pocket is taken out and all of these allied forces are surrounding it can redeploy to the front, we'll have a better time in general here. Yep, we are not winning battles there. Okay, so we're up over 58%. We can go and start justifying our war. We're taking Baghdad and Mosul, which is where the oil is. We might take the third province as well in the peace deal, but it'll take longer to justify. And we may want to begin sending troops over. Let me see, we have a few divisions over here that aren't assigned to any armies for some reason. I can select them. Let me see, how many troops are we likely to need over here? So we estimate that they have 6 to 12 brigades or divisions. Maybe it's better instead to redeploy some of our African troops to that area. I don't really expect to be attacked by Italy or anybody anytime soon. Alright, we'll assign you to a new army. Along with the army over here, we'll just have it be in the African theater, even though this isn't Africa. That's fine. and we'll assign them to the front line. They should take care of getting over there by themselves. They're headed to the port, so that seems to be all in order. Alright, so we're definitely not making progress here. So I'm going to delete the offensive line so they stop trying to push that. And in fact, it might be better for us to just help out with overrunning this pocket so that these forces can redeploy, though maybe they're just doing it now. They've taken one of the provinces in there. There is some kind of battle going on. Okay, we have researched radio. So this allows us to get radio detection, which means we can build radar stations in our states, which is something that we should probably do at some point. I think we'll go ahead and get to Concentrated Industry 2, though, which will increase our factory output. Which is very important. Alright, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go and help with this. I saw some kind of reshuffling going on over here. I'm not sure whether we won or lost a battle. Maybe won. I think we just pushed the front forward a bit there. Alright, that's that taken care of. We'll redeploy back to our line here. Automatically. It's very convenient. And I should be trying to draw an offensive line here, not a front line. There we go. Alright, so it says it's to our advantage. Let's see if we can actually do it this time. No, it's still not good. I think we should definitely just stay out of the mountains. Let's retreat and cancel that offensive line. In fact, let's maybe retreat from this front entirely. Let's see. I wonder if we could make a push directly towards the capital. Unfortunately, there's so many mountains around. Though there's plains here where tanks would be relatively effective, at least compared to the mountains. I wonder if we could push over to the Portuguese border and maybe cut off a huge area over here. That sounds unnecessarily risky and silly, but I like the idea. As long as we don't have too many attrition problems. Alright, we have military factories. That will speed up our production a bit. So we have 5 more available. We're still way behind on our needs for infantry equipment, so I'm probably just going to assign all of these to producing that. And in fact, I'm going to assign 3 more as well. You'll see they're grayed out, but this just means that the next 3 military factories that we get will automatically be assigned to this. And you see our production efficiency went down as well because of the new factories we assigned. That will slowly creep up. Our total production will have gone up, but this is just the efficiency of all of our factories has gone down. Alright, so let's see what our chances are going to be of Let's go here, say. This may well be a terrible idea, but we'll see what the generals think. The Hindenburg disaster. The German passenger airship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming 35 lives. Due to the scarcity and expensive helium, and the US ban on exporting it, the Hindenburg, like all German passenger airships, was ultimately engineered to use hydrogen, which provides greater lift, but is also flammable. With public faith shaken by this disaster and the rise of much faster passenger aircraft, this could spell the end of the era of airships. Oh, the humanity. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and try and push this line. It seems like maybe our allies have the same idea. They're pushing in this direction too. Marco Polo Bridge incident. Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished inconclusively over the strategic Marco Polo Bridge, located just southwest of Beijing. China has accepted full responsibility for the incident, forwarding an apology to Japan as well as agreeing to extensive territorial concessions. This has surprised many experts who had predicted that the border tensions would erupt into a full-blown war. Does this mean lasting peace in Asia? It's pretty doubtful. Alright, we're definitely making a lot better progress here. I don't know why we have suddenly decided to push in this direction. Again, this is just the effect of our battle plans interacting with our allies. In fact, we can turn on allied battle plans and see where they're pushing, if we want to. It seems like this is fine. We're basically doing similar stuff. Let's switch this off again. And we have cut off some troops down here. I say we, mostly it was our allies that actually got that done. But maybe I can take credit for the idea. Oh, we have no national focus set after we got military factories. That's okay, I think it stores up the progress so you don't lose anything if you forget to set it for a while. So we'll start focusing on our extra research slot, get that done as soon as possible. Yeah, we start with 10 of 70 days there. So no harm done. Alright, I think we'll redeploy our lines here. And let's go and help clear out this area. So we'll push in towards there, we'll trap them in the mountains. Let me check on the progress of my war justification. Expected to finish 8th of January 1938. Okay, so quite a while to wait there. We have finished research on our upgraded fighters, which is good. The next one won't be ready to research until 1940 or thereabouts, so that will do for the moment. I guess we'll go for improved machine tools, raise our production efficiency cap. Alright, construction 2. So we're working on everything we want to be working on here. I guess we'll start getting some of these resource gain efficiency upgrades here, so we get more value out of the oil we're about to steal. Let's not put too fine a point on it from Iraq. Okay, so this should be overrun pretty soon here. We can redeploy our forces to the front. Our allies will redeploy theirs. We should be able to push them back further. So ideally here we'll have Republican Spain to our south. They'll be communists, so at the very least they won't be joining the Axis. If we get lucky, they may join the Comintern, as we plan to do. And we'll actually have an ally down there, but at the very least we won't have to worry about attacks from the south. We'll be able to focus our defenses on the Italian and German borders, which should give us a much better chance of holding them off and maybe even getting some offensive territory grab there. Let's see, maybe we go over here and try to push towards the coast. Seems like a good idea. We'll get the offensive line drawn. Alright, our production queue is ramping up. Still have lots needed. We can see that our divisions are trying to deploy are slowly getting the equipment they need. We should be able to start ramping that up a bit faster. On our national focus, once we have this research slot, I might go down the second industry track here, which basically improves our infrastructure, civilian factories, and military factories in Algeria. Our alternative, I suppose, would be to go for something more military focused, but I think we can hold off on that for the moment, or we could continue further down the communist track, get leftist rhetoric, but now that we have switched to communist government, I think that's less urgent. We're already getting daily support for the Communist Party. So that's probably not a huge priority to do right now. We do need to get down to join Comintern at some point. Yeah, I think we'll do this, and then maybe even continue on further down to our second extra research slot, because the earlier you get that, the better it is. Did I tell you to actually conduct this plan? I don't think I did. So let's just have you help out taking care of this. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates the globe. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, known to many as the Queen of the Air, has completed a flight around the world together with her navigator Fred Noonan. After a brief scare when the pair temporarily got lost when approaching Howland Island in the Pacific, the flight proceeded without incident, and this morning their Lockheed Electra touched down in Oakland, California. The ceremony is to be held in the White House next week, where Earhart is to be personally congratulated for her feat by the president. Quite an achievement. It's another ahistorical event that we're getting here, along with the Republican side winning the Spanish Civil War. Well, I assume they're going to win. Maybe we shouldn't count our chickens, but it looks pretty likely. Though we're having a lot of trouble taking care of this here. Alright, apparently we're just redeploying to the front now. That's fine. I guess there's 8 divisions in there, so that's probably why. Who determines the borders of a nation, and how are they determined? Whatever way people may have found in the past to justify where French Commune ends and Iraq begins, we live in a new era. The strategic importance of this border cannot be overstated, and we are well within our rights to shift it to ensure the continued security of our people. Listening to Maurice Thorez's recent speeches, an invasion of Iraq appears imminent. Dissenting voices have objected, but public support for war is on the rise. So Iraq gets an event. I don't know if this, speeds up our justification, if it's like the random event you get in Victoria 2, for example, that can speed up your war goals. Or whether it's basically just for flavor. I don't know what the event does on the Iraqi side. Alright, maybe we'll ignore this since it's mountains and our tanks aren't going to be too offensive or too effective. There's mostly mountains over here as well. Alright, we'll just reinforce some of the front over there. Even if we may not be too helpful. Okay, we have our extra research slot. Okay, so we're working on everything we want to be working on here. We're hoping we won't need to get synthetic oil. For engineering, we're still ahead of time on computing machines. Maybe we should get radio detection, though. Yeah, we're still ahead of time on everything here. We could maybe research marines. Who I think are good for doing naval invasions. We could get support brigades, actually. This is probably a good idea. Maintenance company or engineering companies. If we attach these to our divisions, it really helps them defensively, which is something that we're going to be concerned about on the German and Italian borders. So maybe this is something we should prioritize here. Okay, so down to extra research slot or leftist rhetoric. I think we'll go for the research slot. So either nuclear effort or jet effort. Getting the air experience could be pretty good. We'll go for jet effort, I think. Though that won't come into effect for quite some time. Alright, still working through our factories. I think we might even queue up more of these. I want to leave a few extra slots here in case we do need to build refineries or just for military factories. So not building up to the full limit in any of those places. Alright, so we're almost through the mountains here. I wonder if we should try to push in that direction towards the coast. Or possibly we should just hang around here and not rock the boat too much, since it seems like things are pretty well in hand. Though there's actually no resistance here, so we should just be able to... Well, no resistance in the adjacent province, which I think is all we can see. Maybe we can... Yeah, that's not exactly what I want. Let's see if we can edit this. We'd have to go like this. It's not exactly what I want either, but maybe we can do that. We seem to believe it would be advantageous. If we do run into any divisions here, they're going to be in, at worst, hills. So hopefully we'll have a decent time attacking them. Though it is taking us a very long time to get through. Or maybe they're not even going. There could be some kind of problem here. Maurice Thérèse brings revolution to Iraq. While we have consolidated the socialist society and French Commune, many nations still suffer under the despots of old. The workers of Iraq have no voice, no means to organize, and any attempts to institute socialism will be crushed savagely by the Ghazi I regime. We cannot wait for the gears of the international revolution to turn for the Iraqi people. With the revolution, we have proven that we could crush the capitalist oppressors here, and we will crush the oppressors in Baghdad as well. Alright, so this is more warmongering. I did click you, right? We don't seem to be actually moving. Can I just tell you to go there? They may have been reluctant to move because of some supply issues or something. Let's go for an attack there. I think that should be okay. Yeah, seems fine. Alright, well, we're about out of time for this episode, so let's leave it here for now. We'll hopefully be able to get this revolution or civil war done in the next one. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.